Hi guys, welcome back to Hear Me Out. I'm E.
I'm D.
And you know how we've seen those memes that say good morning to everyone except Tristan Thompson? So today we're going to say good afternoon except for Jada Pinkett Shakur Alcina Smith because
What the?
she has been acting a fool again. You know,
Mm,
if you follow the internets,
yeah.
things on social media, we've seen a couple of things. We've seen the infamous entanglement on the Red Table Talk.
Yep.
We've seen the Oscar slap heard around the world
Yep.
that kind of broke all our hearts. We are now seeing Jada release a book, her memoir, and she just has to tell us things that we don't want to hear. Guys, we don't want to hear it. So we're
Yeah.
going to go over it, have a discussion. We have a lot of thoughts. D, take it away.
Okay. So if you know, I'm sure y'all know by now. There's no way you don't know because this woman has been on every possible outlet you could think of, whether urban, non-urban, anything. She's been on it. So,
Right?
girl.
Nazi.
So, headline: breaking news. If you didn't already know, Jada Pinkett-Smith reveals she and Will Smith have been separated since 2016.
How?
What? Do you know what? I'm not even gonna say that. Then I'm gonna wait, and then I'm gonna say what I'm saying. Okay.
Mhm.
So, according to CNN Entertainment, Jada Pinkett Smith has revealed that she and husband Will Smith have been living completely separate lives since 2016. In a clip from her forthcoming NBC News primetime special with Hoda Kotb, Pinkett Smith said the couple had not previously gone public with their separation because they were not ready yet. Girl, we ain't ready for you, period. They were still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in a partnership, she said. How do we present that to people? She told Copy. We hadn't figured that out. Pinkett Smith is 52, Smith is 55, have been married since 1997. Pinkett Smith said that they are not legally divorced, but their marriage, has come under scrutiny during the period she says that they have been apart. So in July of 2020, singer August Alsina revealed that he had been romantically involved with Jada. Something she confirmed during an episode of her and husband, her show, Red Table Talk, with her husband, Will Smith. Quote, I got into an entanglement with August, Jada said at the time, explaining then that the superstar couple were going through a very difficult time when it occurred. Girl.
Do you see this Arthur fist?
She gets all the Arthur fists.
Guys, and then there was the Oscar slap. So during the 2022 Academy Awards, Smith stormed the stage and slapped Chris Rock after he made a joke about Pinkett Smith being bald. She suffers from alopecia, which is the cause of her hair loss. In a new interview with People, Jada opened up about the incident, which she said, like many other people, she initially thought it was a comedic bit between the two men. Where? Wouldn't she have known in advance? I'm gonna continue. She says, I thought this was a skit. I was like, there's no way Will would hit him, she recalled. It wasn't until Will started to walk away, to walk back to the chair, that I realized it wasn't a skit. She told the publication that as soon as they were alone, she asked Smith, are you okay? No, Jada, are you okay? Jada told Hoda during an interview that the marriage is fractured because of a lot of things. I think by the time we got to 2016, we were both just exhausted of trying, Jada said. I think we were both kind of still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be. She said that she made a promise that there would never be a reason for her and Smith to divorce, and just haven't been able to break that promise. Jada reveals more about her marriage, career, early life in her forthcoming memoir, Worthy. The book releases October 17th. So since then, a lot of other revelations that have happened. You
Right.
know, two of them, Jada says that Will Smith hadn't called her his wife in a long time prior to the Oscar slap. With the Oscar incident, she says that she's worried for Will because she didn't know what was going on. And Jada has also said that Chris Rock once asked her out on the date when, you know, there was rumors about her and Will getting a divorce. And the last thing was that Tupac proposed when he was at Rikers, but she said no because they were friends or whatever. What do we think about this nonsense? I guess that's my initial thought.
Okay, like I know that obviously our show is about informing you guys, right? And we like to hold these celebrities accountable. We like to give y'all just like a broad range of information, and we like to know information. We are very, very interested in information. I don't want to know nothing about her anymore.
We didn't want to know nothing to begin with.
You listen, okay, hold on, because see, it's a very funny thing, like because I've been literally going back in time. Mind you, I have a horrible memory, but I've been going back in time, like just thinking of the different Will and Jada headlines. And I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, I remember there was rumors. One time it was that, oh, he'd gotten involved with Margot Robbie when they were filming a movie. People thought they had great chemistry. There was another time people thought that Jada was involved with Mark Anthony because of a show that they did together. Then I didn't remember this, but my partner said, oh, well, there was a rumor that he had an affair with Charlize Theron when they did their movie back in the early 2000s. And I was just like, dang. But they had done what almost no other celeb couple had done, and that's literally Heisman all of those rumors. They had literally skated by completely. And then August Alsina had to open his big ass mouth and open the door to all of this flood of information that none of us asked for. 'Cause we all thought it. Oh, they probably got an open marriage. Whatever. To each their own. We thought it. We didn't want to know it. Not really. And to see gossip blogs, literally gossip blogs, they're gossip for a reason, saying they don't want to know anymore. I think that says a lot, guys. I think
the whole internet does it. Well, what's her name? Amanda.
Seals.
Which one?
Is it Amanda Seals?
Seals. She was on Instagram today. It's like, Jada, shut up. How we all feel. And I wonder why. I don't know if it's because we thought they were like the quintessential Hollywood couple.
Yeah.
That J. Cole, Will, and Jada love. That lyric is like now obsolete. Like, nobody should use it. Delete your tweets if you used it. Change your Instagram caption if you used it because it ain't working. We want that. I don't know what we want. We want Doritos because this is nonsense. I can't believe
y'all. This ain't it. I think really that is the problem. That is why most people all feel the exact same way. Not only did we not want to know this information, but we were fine. We were fine with you guys doing whatever the hell you were doing. If you were having entanglements and we ain't know about it, that's great. If you were getting involved with these blonde Hollywood actresses, that's great. We didn't know. But here we are talking about your life. Because, okay, so here's the other thing. You're liars.
Oh,
You're a bunch of liars.
I'm
Because
gonna do like the table talk when they're like, oh yes. You see Willow, she's like, yes. And Granny, what do they call it? Glammy?
is it?
Whatever
Yeah.
her name is, the grandma, man. They're like, yes, yeah,
So
liars.
they're a bunch of liars. Like, okay, because y'all done had how many opportunities? How many?
Wait. I just want to point out how slang you're getting when you're y'all. They liars. Let me tell y'all why.
When I get annoyed, I revert back to my original self, my less, Harvard voice self. Anyway, so to me, it's like they had all the opportunities, all of them. When they had that entanglement red table talk, Will was made into a meme. Like forever in the internet. And you telling me that in that moment, Will couldn't have said, you know what, it's all good because I mean we ain't even together. Or he could have said, well, it's all good because I've had a Hispanic mommy over here being with me for the last 10 years. Like anything. Like she let that man get dragged. She let that man get embarrassed. People already been made fun of him about the whole Tupac thing. And then this happened. Okay, wait, no, the red table talk. That happens. He becomes a meme. Neither one of them said anything. He could have literally saved himself the embarrassment. She could have saved him the embarrassment. Although, granted, she didn't have to save him the embarrassment at that time because he himself could have said, you know what, I stepped out as well. Or, you know what, I've been with someone else as well. Why? Because we're technically separated. That would have been something else. Then the Oscars thing happened. Disappointing, because it's like I don't want to see nobody doing that kind of stuff. And we all had this idea of who Will Smith was, and it was kind of like the glass ceiling being shattered in a very different way than what we would prefer. And so, as disappointing as that was, at any point that they did any kind of interviews, that they did any kind of Instagram posts, that they did anything on the Red Table Talk, because she was still talking about the Red Table Talk, no point did she say, well, why did he call me his wife? Like, I ain't even that. No point. So again, she let this man get dragged. She let this man get embarrassed. And it's just kind of like, I don't get it. And I'm very confused as to why Will has never really given the truth either. What is the point of lying? It's like, especially after the whole entanglement thing, you might as well have told us all the truth. Because at the same time, while Will is getting dragged and being embarrassed, everybody's also basically looking at Jada like, oh, so she's the one who's been cheating, And of course, a woman cheating has way more negative connotation than a man cheating. So both of them, yeah. Anyway, it's annoying. I can't deal. I'm over them.
Well, you didn't leave anything for me to say. I agree. Yeah, I just don't find. I guess upset at the dishonesty of it all because I think he has been pretty forthcoming, like pretty open on his Instagram. We saw like one of his journeys. I think he was like turning 50 or something, and his evolution or like his weight loss or like he was trying to find himself. It almost seemed like. So I think that would have been a great time to reveal his truth.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's there trying to protect his image, but right now, this is kind of mean. I'm like, you're looking like a clown. And you're letting Jada clown you. I mean, granted, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know all the things that he's done.
Right.
But I don't know why Jada is sharing all this information. It seems almost uber private, like invasive, like I shouldn't even be knowing this. Like, it's kind of gross. Like parents, like when they tell you stuff as an adult, it'd be like, oh, I don't want to know. Like, I'm a solid 20 something and I don't want to know these things about my parents,
She really out here talking about she's 20 something. Okay.
So just like knowing all these different things about them, it's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's not there, not defending himself, but come on. I think I have to see him in a different light, even though I want him to call me. Because, I find a man to be like strong and like protect me kind of thing. Like here, you're just letting Jada shun you.
Yeah.
Like emasculate your image, and it's like sad because, you've been such a great actor. You've been in Hollywood for 30 plus years, 40 years, I don't know, since Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
Like you're a household name. And now can you tell me like a Gen Zer who will be like, oh, Will Smith made the following movies? No, they're thinking of August Alsina, The Entanglement, because nobody knew what entanglement was before the entanglement word was said in the Red Table. They're
Right.
thinking about entanglements. They're thinking about the slap. They don't
Right.
even remember that Will Smith got an Oscar. They're
Which is
thinking about the slap.
horrible.
I know. That was
Oh,
supposed to be like one of the highlights of his career. And we know that people of color have a hard time, getting those kinds of recognitions.
mhm.
So that night was the slap.
Yeah.
Then followed that with the consequences of that slap.
Right.
Like he's banned for I don't know how many years. I can't remember right now.
I think it's 10.
10 years.
I think so.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like that's his craft and he can't like
Yeah.
submit something for recognition or whatever.
Yeah. And then like
That's crazy.
he did this Apple movie about a slave, and so he portrayed the slave. And
Uh-huh.
it was as if he was doing this movie as a way to punish himself for what had happened.
Oh.
Like
What's it called?
and Emancipation maybe. It's an Apple movie. And he even said how he maybe pushed himself too hard. Like they did the whiplashings, they did all these different things, and it's
Oh.
just like, wow. Like, so, here's the thing that I guess really we should all take away from it is that at the end of the day, idolizing these people, these celebrities, isn't the way to go. You can definitely be inspired by them. You can definitely like follow their story and think that they're amazing and great and all that. But to idolize them to a point where it's like you basically no longer realize that this person is flawed, that this is just a regular human being like the rest of us. Like, I don't think that's really healthy, and I don't think that like it works for people. And that's probably why there's this collective like feeling of like what the hell is going on with this family, Because I think we were all just very much in that bubble of like, oh, they're great, they're wonderful, and we were fine with it just being like that. But now it's like we're getting like real information, we're getting the truth about who they really are, and we don't like it. So it's like it just goes to show that we really should stop idolizing these people, stop putting them on a pedestal, and understand that they are just the same people as us, other than the millions of dollars involved. That's
Hmm. I don't know why Jada has decided to share all this information with us. Like, why
it.
now?
Yeah.
It doesn't even make sense to me. They've Heismaned literally every other rumor before. Like you were
Oh,
saying, there was one where they said that J-Lo and Mark Anthony split up because of Jada
oh
and
yeah.
an affair. The Charlize one as well. And whatever other rumors. But we are in an age where oversharing is the thing. And I wish, watching, we'll record this later, but the David Beckham documentary,
Mhm.
I feel like I missed the 90s. I'm like, it was an age, not some aspects, but it was an age where like social media wasn't
Right.
prevalent.
Yeah.
Like we would get information from newspapers and things like that. Granted, in this documentary, we see like the real growth of the paparazzi and all that frenzy, which is
Yeah.
crazy because it's magazines,
Right.
and it's still quite damaging. But here we have all this accessibility of information. As soon
Hmm.
as like, we get on the phone, we have like, boatloads of information.
Yep.
I think it's too much, there's no mystique in Hollywood anymore
Hmm.
about, oh, what is Tom Cruise's favorite, I don't know, dessert. No, you don't tell me. I'll scroll, I'll know, kind of
Yeah.
thing. So, oversharing, I think I don't like it anymore.
Yeah.
Even though I like the drums, guys, don't get me wrong. I like the drums.
I
This
can't.
is not a drums that I really like, but
Mm-mm.
this oversharing, I think it's so damaging to all these relationships. And it's sad.
It is. I agree. It's definitely making it where, I feel like for me at least, the only reason I even still get on social media is because I'm having to do research here, right? Like for our stuff. But like outside of that, it's only because either you send me a meme, my sister sent, or some friends, my partner, memes. That's all I really care to see, y'all. Make me
Mhm.
laugh. Because we all have very, very stressful days sometimes. And to get on social media and see some of the oversharing, or even just like the people who have their highlight reels, and it's just like, oh, my life is great, my life is perfect. Because Will and Jada kind of made it seem that way too. And then it blows up like this. It's just kind of like, I don't care anymore to like see all this stuff, to be on social media. There's like real life like wars going on right now, and so it's just so like mind boggling that people are really out here doing press tours for their memoirs that nobody asked for. Nobody.
Are you guys gonna go buy the book? Let us know in the comments. I don't think I'm ready to read that. I've never been a Jada Pinkett fan, not in any of her movies, not in A Different World. I actually hated her in A Different World when she came around. And
Like her in the Fresh Prince either.
I don't even remember her in The Fresh Prince. Um, but I don't know. There's like some things on the internet that says, well, Will Smith should have stayed with what was her name? Sheree? The first baby mom's?
Cherie.
Cherie. He should have stayed with Cherie. He could have been happier somewhere else, kind of thing. And this whole Tupac thing, we kind of touched about it a little bit, but it's always like plagued him, I feel, or their relationship, because
Yeah.
she has put Tupac on such a pedestal,
Mm-hmm.
like our friendship, or I knew him, or I visited him. Now, oh, he proposed. I'm like, Jada, you have been talking about Tupac your whole freaking life. This is the first time I hear that he proposed to you. Like, where did that come from?
Right.
And I know Tupac is in Cuba somewhere as a conspiracy theorist.
Girl,
So
right
I need him to
here.
come out and say, Jada wrong. Jada,
You
pipe
lying.
down. You're doing the most with the least. Okay?
Wait, hold on, because I had heard years ago, and then I was reminded today that apparently Tupac and Jada weren't even friends before he died. That
Oh,
prior to him dying, they had like no real friendship anymore. I don't know what happened. I don't know how long, but that they weren't even really friends anymore. So
mm-hmm.
it's like you claiming that oh, I know that this is what he would think, or I know that this is how he would feel. Houseway, you ain't even know him up until the moment he died. Like
Oh.
you knew a version of him,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe not who he was at that point. So I don't know. I mean,
So yeah, that whole relationship has plagued their relationship,
yeah,
because it was like, and I think even Will has spoken about it, where he was saying, Tupac, he's over there, he's a rapper, he's a movie star, he's cursing in his raps. I'm not. I'm just the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
yeah,
I'm not. So he's there, basically a soft rapper
yeah,
compared to Tupac, somebody that she's putting up on a pedestal. He's even admitted that he was jealous at one point.
yep.
Like, has he ever even felt secure in that relationship? And Jada has even expressed, like, there was some times where Will would throw her parties or do some things for her, and he's like, well, and she's like, well, he's just doing that for himself. That's not something that I would really want, or blah blah blah. I think it was like one of her big birthdays, like 40th or 50th. You don't remember
Wow.
that?
No, I didn't remember that.
And he threw her this big lavish party, and she was so unhappy with it, because he says that it was to feed his ego, that
Oh, okay. I remember that. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You're right. You're
to
right.
throw that party for her. And I was like, huh? I don't know. I might be real basic, but at this point, I don't know what Jada wants. Me pretending to be a man and me being a woman. I don't know what the hell she likes. I don't know what makes her happy.
I don't think she
I
knows.
don't I don't know her. I don't think she's a happy individual, to be honest. I don't know her life like that, but
And that's what's crazy because when I used to watch the Red Table Talk, I thought it was an interesting little, show and format and everything, having like the three generations and whatnot. And I used to think like, dang, she seems like really well centered, like she's happy, like she's found the key to like, life, and has this amazing relationship with Will and her kids and all that. And man, it just like, it was just all like like smoke screens, like a filter on Instagram. It just Facetune. I don't know. It was just not it. Like, it's wild, and I think that's very disappointing. But again, it's disappointing because there I was believing, that these celebs had their perfect little life, and yeah, that wasn't.
I wouldn't even put it past her that she waited. She didn't say anything and told Will not to say anything because she was going to write this memoir eventually.
Well,
She needed some
too.
juice, huh?
Will came out with one a couple months too, and he didn't put none of that in there.
Well, Jada's not that interesting. Will is.
Okay, I think that about does it, y'all. We going into the Courtney territory.
I know. I don't know. Maybe this is even money centered. Maybe she wants more money to finally divorce him at this point. I don't know. This doesn't make any sense to me. If they haven't gotten divorced and she says that's a partnership that I want to have, well, she's hurting this partnership talking all this crap.
Yeah.
So I don't understand this partnership.
Yeah.
Or this, let's even say co-parenting or relationship, whatever they respect. There's no respect.
No. And I'm pretty sure all of them kids are adults now. I want to say Willow should be 18 by now. Like, they're good. They'll be all right. It happens every day.
What does?
Parents getting divorced and kids having to deal.
True, but I mean, it doesn't make it any easier.
No, of course not. But it's just kind of like, to drag this on for 7 years, how is that beneficial to your kids either? Because if they are adults now, which I think they both
they're young adults, I think.
Yeah. So at the time, let's say they weren't still, right? They were maybe like in their preteen or teens or whatever. Like, how did it benefit them really, to see that like their parents were not happy, but they were staying together? And then to see that their parents were living these separate lives, but then showing the world like they were this united front. Like,
so Jaden Smith is 25 currently. So he was 18.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
They split up 7 years ago. Let's see how old Willow is. We know that Trey is older. So
yeah.
Let's see, Willow.
She's only a couple years younger than Jaden.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is this little girl. She was born in 2000, so she's what, 23?
So she was 16. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously, divorce is not easy for anybody, and then especially children. But in this particular case, one of your kids is already an adult, and the other one, 16, pretty close to being an adult. And it's like, it doesn't really make sense that you would put off your divorce for 7 years, maybe 2 years, okay, because of Willow. But 7 years, like, that's wild now at this point, And it just doesn't really, I feel like something's missing. The story's not adding up. But at the end of the day, I don't want to know. So don't tell me what the missing part is. I'm good.
I mean, I feel like now that I know all this information, I might as well know Will's side, and then I need them to drop it. I'm just saying, it contradicts everything I said. Like, but there's something missing. Like, we're missing a link here, and I'm not gonna read the book, so you might as well just tell me.
Yeah, guys, please read it. Let us know.
Let us know in the comments. If it sounds good enough, I'll make D read it because I'm not the reader.
That's not happening. She already told me. I said no. I'm putting myself through that. Nope. Ma'am.
All right, guys. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. I can't even talk. What do you think about Will Smith? I guess since this whole entanglement, Oscar slap, all these new revelations, have your viewpoints changed about him? What do you think about Jada now? Do you think, I don't know, social media just gives us too much information? Are you just depressed right now? Because I kind of feel like it a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we probably just put them on a pedestal and we didn't realize it till now.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, we kind of grew up with them
Yep.
if we really think about it. So they were something stable, and
Hmm.
now it's like their foundation is crumbling. So, I
Yeah.
guess we're all a little upset about it.
Yeah.
But stop telling us stuff, sort
Yeah.
of.
Please.
If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, please share our videos. We're trying to grow our community so your friends could be our friends and we can all be friends. We also have social media, which Dee will tell you about.
We're on Instagram and TikTok at Hear Me Out, DNE. So please follow, like, share, and comment and take, notice of all of the craziness so that you can then come back on our YouTube page and be like, what y'all doing over there on Instagram? Because it's okay. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. We love interacting with you guys.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.